And good afternoon, race fans. Welcome to Today at the Races, presented by Fidelity First here at Laurel Park. We're live by the historic paddock. I'm Stan Salter, along with our odds maker, Keith Fusel. It's a beautiful Saturday. We're off the turf. It's still a beautiful day. Great horse racing. We're off the turf. The whole East Coast is off the turf.
Yeah.
Delaware, Monmouth, Saratoga really got hammered. Saratoga had to cancel a couple stakes up there. Today they had to cancel their late pick 4, late pick 5. We didn't have to do that today.
Right.
Here, we still have our 4 stake races. We'll have our late pick 5 and late pick 4. So we'll try to give out some winners. We did good yesterday. We were off the turf Thursday and Friday, but still some nice winners, nice price winners on Thursday. And yesterday we gave out the $20 first out winner. Erin McClellan. She's now 2 for 2 shipping down here from Penn National with those first-time starters. She did it last year with Naughty Boy, a $60 winner, and yesterday with UJI or UHI or something. I don't know. He was a good-looking. She was a good-looking filly, and she paid $20 first out of the box. Got in trouble and everything around her for 1 by 10 going away.
Just call her winner. That's simple enough. UJI or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, absolutely. Sat there with a mid-folded wolf's on. Seam opened up on the turn and said, "See you later." Opened up, widened by 8 or 10 lengths with a little bit of reserve. Boy, she's going to be tough right back in a PA bred probably race. The stakes up there. Reality Queen you gave out. We worked together, had some nice exactas. The key, as I we mentioned, time and time again on the show, we're about value. We want to teach you some things, follow some things, how to watch some races, and some little betting tidbits. But the key, box these picks. We're always going to include some price shots, and we're not just making them up, grabbing them out of thin air. We legitimately think some of these horses at prices have shots, and we're trying to make you the most money, the most bang for your buck. Maybe you're not going to invest a lot. Bet a little, make a lot. That's always been my mantra around here. And if you've been following around on the ride, you've been doing okay.
All right, so we'll get to today, but real quick, the feature yesterday, I'm about the Stronach horse, Unbridled Wand for Jose Corrales. He won a grade 2 with Something Awesome when they sent that horse from Canada, and he's got another monster on his hand with Unbridled Wand, a masterful ride from the Hall of Famer Edgar Prado.
He just sat chilly as could be. You said spying on Flash Phelps every step of the way. Found that seam, passed the 8th ball, and really gutted out a win. Duff on the outside made a final surge. Just couldn't quite go by.
You like Duff?
I used Duff. I had Duff in what I think in a pick 4, I believe. But how about the late pick 5 yesterday? Looking at the string of prices. What your highest winner was $10?
Paid over 800.
Yeah, I mean, you're missing out with that low 12% takeout. It's really paying off around here, and you just one little stranger at $10, $12, and it really boosts things.
All right, well, let's get to it today. It's Commonwealth Day. We're not canceling any stake races here today. We're still going to have 4 $75,000 stakes. They'll be run on the main track, River Deep, my best bet of the summer, and the Hansel Stakes. That's coming up in race 6. So Commonwealth Day today. We'll have a big day. Another Super Saturday coming up Saturday, August 18th. Today is for the Virginia breds. Saturday, August 18th for the Maryland breds. Maryland Racing, Maryland Food, Maryland Drink, a prelude to the big Maryland's Day at the races, Maryland Million in the fall. But Maryland Pride Day we've had the last few years, and a great day, great horse racing. We get a big crowd as well.
Yeah, we've been on well. They've done well with their little outings here of late, and I'm sure this is going to be another good one, Maryland Pride Day on the 18th.
All right, let's show you a picture of the main track. We're off the turf today, but the main track is going to be fast. There you go. They're doing a bunch of work on it. They were scraping the inside rail when we were starting the show. So I'm expecting a really, really fast track with some fast times today.
Well, as you said, talking before the show, there's still some moisture, tightening that track up. A little scrape at the inside. I expect some quicker times. We'll see. This track has been pretty honest, though, for the most part. You've been able to kind of win from everywhere. We'll see how it plays out this afternoon, but we've got a nice fast track. Unfortunately, off the turf as this rain just does not want to leave us. We're going to battle through this card. I like a couple plays, like the early pick 5. Let's get it rolling here, Stan.
Yep, and we'll have a nice carryover in that 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. That will start in race 5 today on the 10-race program. Today's carryover, $2,312 for the Rainbow Pick 6 starting in race 5. Let's get right to it here in race 1. Race 1's going to start the Rolling Super High 5. We have that every race with 7 or more horses, low 15% takeout, so keep your eye on the Rolling Super High 5 throughout the afternoon. Also, race 1 kicks off the early pick 5. Both your pick 5s here at Laurel, your best bet with that industry low 12% takeout. Also on this early pick 5 It's a mandatory payout. Keith, you like the early pick 5 today?
Yeah.
Races 3 and 4 are stake races. You have a nice maiden special weight in race 5 and a nice maiden special weight to kick it off. Here's your ticket.
I think we can get it done. $18. Reach in, get a 20, take your other $2. Go see the pizza lady. She's got a couple $2 beers down there. Stella she had yesterday for $2.
Stella Artois.
Go find that for $2 in a 16-ounce can anywhere.
Like $10
you can't find it
at a ballpark.
Here we go. $18 to get you started. 2 deep in the first with the 1 and the 3. 3 deep in the second with the 1, 2, and 6. I'm going to try to beat Mythos in there. I think he'll end up being your favorite. Third race, we go 2 deep again with the 5 and the 7. Uphill battle. Going to be an awfully short price, and we single the 8. The horse that stayed on, geared up for the main track and got it. Paulita for Arnaud Delacour, going to be a short price. And we spread a little bit later in the 5th with the 3, the 4, and the 7. A couple nicely, a nice well-bred first-time starters there's in that 2-year-old race. Race 5 maiden special at $18. I think we can get it done.
All right, very affordable ticket. Let's take a look at the first leg of this opening early pick 5. We're going a flat mile on the main track, rated fast, maiden special weight for Virginia-bred, Virginia-sired horses here in the opener. We have a stat to show you for trainer Lacey Gaudet in the 1, Vincent Van Gogh. Let's go ahead and show you that stat. I picked the 1 on top on the turf. I stay with the 1, Vincent Van Gogh. I stay with this horse on top, even though we're off the turf.
Yeah, how about this stat? Lacey Gaudet the last 2 years, 7 for 22, 31%, and 14 for 22 in the money with races taken off the turf. Yep. When they stay, they're live. When they stay on, they're live here for Lacey Gaudet. Worries me a little bit. This horse, 6 lifetime starts, all on the grass. But what I like is, look at the recent workouts. You go back to the middle of June, half and 47 and 4. July 8th, prior to that last race, 5/8 in a minute and 2 breezing. It looks to me like this horse handles the dirt okay in the morning with those kind of times. Some trouble in its last start. Definitely encountered trouble at the break. A little bit of a steady, leaving the far turn, had to tap on the brakes to a runaway winner. I'm not worried about the transition to the main track. I think Vincent Van Gogh with a good break can get in a stalking position and go by.
All right, so we're both on this 3-year-old son of Painter, the 1 Vincent Van Gogh, Rosario Montanez up for Lacey Gaudet. I like the 7. You like the 7 a little bit as well. Lunar Boogie, a 5-year-old by Unbridled Song for trainer Patrick Noosh. J.D. Acosta will ride. Acosta was aboard last out. They went to the front against Maiden 16, going short, and okay second that day. So this horse probably going to show speed, stretching out to a mile for the first time today.
Yeah, I think he is part of the flow of this race. I like his tries on the dirt. A little bump up in here, not terribly concerned. Seattle Rick scares me, though, as a pace factor that could be a hindrance. He's first time gelding on the dirt, and a sudden improvement last time, a little bit more speed. I think he's going to be up there as well. I think the race is going to kind of set up for a closer. The 1 Vincent Van Gogh or the 3 Arcadag. I think Brendan Walsh maybe was hoping, maybe entered hoping this race kind of came off the turf, and it did. Good try at a 1.25 miles, 73 steadily improving numbers. We know this horse is a stayer. Doesn't have a ton of early speed. He's going to have to grind it out. This field might come back to him.
I didn't use the 3, but live connections for sure there on the Union Rags 3-year-old to 3 Arcadog with Fergal Lynch. All right, let's turn the page here. Race 2 kicks off. The early pick 4 going 9 furlongs. How about this? Beat Nickel going 9 furlongs. You don't see that too often. Nice race here in the second to kick off this early pick 4. It's a claimant 5,000 A in 6 months for life. I go with the 3 Mythos. You don't use the 3 here. I like the 3 on the class relief for this 7-year-old son of Milwaukee Brew for Ricky Silliman. He's made over 140,000. He's a 2-time winner here at Laurel. He's 1 for 1 going 9 furlongs. He's dropping from 7,500, beating 7,500 to back. He didn't run very well that day. Ran better on the turf last out against Nickel Starter Allowance Company, but he has some better races on his form. This horse a good second against Open 11,000 Company last March, going 2 turns here at Laurel. 77 buyer that day, so that'll be good enough to get it done here in the second. I mean, he's maybe a little off form his last couple races, but the drop to the beat nickel today for the 3 Mythos, I think, is going to wake him up, and you get a nice lightweight assignment, 113 here with Ezekiel Lara, the Bug Boy. This horse, he looks like he's worth 5,000 as well. I'm thinking maybe an active claim box here for the second race.
That's possible. Mythos, I don't know if he's ever been this low. He's worked himself back down to the nickel, gets the condition, hasn't really followed through, going turf to dirt, now second off the claim for Silliman. Ricky's, only about 11%, 3 for 28 on the dirt, second off the claim the last couple years. He's going to be a shorter price. We're going to try to get past him. I don't think there's a lot of flow in this race. I think if the 2 and the 6 can go out there and set reasonable fractions, just kind of spy one another, they can run around this race as a team. I like Will's last race, though. Chavanas came back. It's a Navarro runner, came back off of that win at Delaware to gallop in a nickel 1 in 6 months at Monmouth, running a buyer of 67. I think Will, Junction, these two, avoid a duel. They can go ahead and just dictate around the racetrack.
Yeah, 109, the weight assignment there for the 2 Will. So I like that horse a little bit as well. We both like the 4 here, Mid-Ocean. Horacio Caramanos aboard for Jose Ramirez. The barn trying to wake up here this year. This horse an okay 4th two back at this level. It ran okay last out at 30-1 against Beaton 7,500. He drops back down to his level today.
Yeah, Caramanos, he's been on him for several starts, and boy, he's just a horse you have to get into and just try to carry him along. He makes a slow, steady, methodical run. The mile and an eighth, he's probably the stayer of the stayers in here. This might be just what he needs to get over the top.
All right, good old-fashioned Beaton nickel claimers going 9 furlongs there in race 3. The first of 4 $75,000 stake races for Virginia-bred horses starts here in race 3, the Camptown for filly mares 3 and up. Off the turf, 5.5 furlongs on the main track, rated fast. No scratches here in the Camptown. They're all showing up for the 75,000. I go with the 5 here on top. You like the 5 as well. The 5 is Uphill Battle for Hugh McMahon. Fergal Lynch rides this Virginia-bred mare by Street Magician. And you look at her races earlier this year. How about the 3 other than allowance win in the mud last February here at Laurel Strong, 81 buyer that day. An 81 buyer when she was 3rd against Stakes Company in the Politely on a fast track. She looks much the best in here for Strong Connections.
Even her bad number off of her last race on a sloppy seal track, I thought she'd make a little bit better run. She didn't. That buyer is 60. I think pretty much beats all of these other horses that have tried it on the main track. This is a soft spot for Uphill Battle. I probably should have thrown in the other Hugh McMahon, going to be a little higher priced Northern Eclipse as a possible speed in this race. This horse could zip away to the front, but Uphill Battle should get a good stalking trip in here. Do what I say. This is the first time blinkers on the dirt for this runner, trained by Mike Trombetta, teaming up with owner R. Larry Johnson. Those trains are the winner's circle, those two. Do what I say is the horse I think just picks up the pieces. I think I don't know if she's quite as good as Uphill Battle. Uphill Battle proven against much stronger competition.
All right, I didn't use the do what I say, but yeah, R. Larry Johnson, Trombetta, they always show up on these Virginia-bred days, and they normally score with a big price. So you'll get a nice price there on the 7, do what I say. I like the 6. You like the 6 a little bit as well. What the Beep? She was okay on the main track, and then she's gotten better on the turf her last 3 starts. Beaten favored last out against Stakes Company, but she's a better filly now than when she was running against Maiden 40 on the main track. Forest Boys aboard for Robbie Bales.
Agreed, but she's going to have to improve 3 to 4 lengths at least to go ahead and beat the favorite.
All right, so we both like the 5. Uphill Battle there in race 3, the Camptown. Race 4 kicks off the middle pick 4. It's the William M. Backer Stakes, 75,000 filly mares, 3 and up, going a flat mile on the main track, and Backer up there singing. I would like to wish the world in perfect harmony, the famous jingle he made for Coca-Cola. We'll have some perfect harmony hopefully this afternoon with the Virginia Breds. Yeah, the 8 was in our main track only for this race. Paulita, Arnaud Delacour was looking at the weather forecast and put this filly in by Scat Daddy. The 8 Paulita, make the rider Daniel Centeno. Centeno on the 8 Paulita. Centeno and Delacour, they are awfully dangerous together. And this filly had a big win by 9 3/4 in the slop. The Breaker Maiden going 2 turns at Monmouth last May against Maiden Special Weight. That was in the slop. This will her lone try on a fast track was sprinting in her debut last January. So you don't know what you had there. She's a better filly now, and against this group, she looks awfully tough.
Yeah, I just can't see anybody else. I mean, it looks like if she breaks cleanly, she goes right to the front, and it's over from there. The daughter of Scat Daddy, Blind Date, you remember her. Just a great family. Mr. Backer was a prominent, great figure to have around in racing for a long, long time. Had some horses down there at Ellery sometimes.
That's right. Backer, and good to see horses that he bred still running, and horses that his family still owns down there, Virginia. The Backer family still involved in horse racing. All right, that's the first 4 races today. Races 3 and 4 are stake races. Race 5 kicks off the Rainbow Pick 6. I have a ticket for today. Races 6 and 7 are stake races. Let's get a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Whether you're at home or at the track, have a stake in the race when you bet with ExpressBet. Sign up for an ExpressBet online betting account and receive up to a $500 sign-up bonus.
Okay, welcome back. Today's 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6 starts in race 5. It's a nice maiden special weight for 2-year-olds going 5.5 furlongs on the main track. There's the carryover today. We're going to start with $2,312. This will be well played. It's a nice sequence of races. I have a very affordable ticket, and you might not get the whole jackpot, but even if you share it with others, other winning tickets, it's still paying well. It paid over $600 yesterday,
Yes, yeah.
splitting it with multiple winners. So there's a very affordable $28.80 play for my Rainbow Pick 6 to 3. That would be grand. Looks awfully tough here in race 5, but I'll use Hammy Smith as well with the 8 Hall Pass at 8-1 here in the 5th. So I'll go 3-8 in race 5, a tough maiden special weight for 2-year-olds. Race 6 is the Hansel Stakes, 3 and up, 75,000 Virginia breds going a mile on the main track. The 4 River Deep looks like a walkover there. Sheldon Russell aboard for Phil Schoenthal. River Deep going right to the front. He looks much the best there in race 6 to Hansel. Race 7, the Meadow Stable for 3-year-olds and upward, 5.5 furlongs on the main track. I'll go 3 deep there in race 7. The 3 Determined Vision, my top pick, but the 2 Homespun Heroes going to be tough with Daniel Centeno aboard, and also the 8 Fly E-Dubai is going to be awfully tough with Alex Cintron. So 2-3-8 in the Meadow Stable, race 7. Race 8, good luck. Take the all button here in race 8. It's a 10,002 life. 7/8. I used the 1, 2, 6, 7. The 2 Upper Crown is my top pick, though. 7-pound apprentice, so that horse could be beatable. 1, 2, 6, 7 for me in race 8. Race 9 is a nice $25,000 claiming event for 3-year-old fillies going 2 turns. I'll use the 2, 3, 4 in race 9. The 4 Mila Jane, my top pick in there at 6-1 for the red-hot Claudio Gonzalez. Claudio, what, he went 2 or 3 again yesterday?
3. I think
he won 3
yeah.
yesterday. Claudio's rolling. He's our leading trainer. So 2, 3, 4 in race 9. Race 10, a nickel, 2 life, 3/4. I like the 4 on top, a lot of wine. The 2 B-back might be tough in there for Charlie Frock. 2-4 there in the finale. So a very affordable $28.80 play here in the Rainbow Pick 6. It starts in race 5. Let's take a look. A nice maiden special weight for 2-year-olds, 5.5 furlongs on the main track. We have a video spotlight to show you of the 3. That would be grand. A Maryland-bred colt by Power Broker for Dale Capuano. Here's the debut, July 14th at Laurel.
Yeah, it was part of an entry that day. Just the slightest of hop. Was fractious in the gate, broke a step slow. We see this a lot, acting up a little bit, just not quite tied on. Breaking slightly in the air, gave up some ground early, about 2 lengths right off the bat, but this horse finished up quite well. Absolve for Claudio, goes ahead and gallops, running a 72 buyer in this race, but pick up this horse to the outside through the final 1/8 of a mile, really leveled off nicely on its correct lead. This is a strong finish for That Would Be Grand. This horse, a little extra ground, is not going to hurt his chances at all. Now, we've got a couple well-bred firsters in this race. I think you've got to use the 3. He's going to be the favorite, I believe, in here, unless one of these firsters really gets pounded. But I go to the 7, Pal. I like the 4 Megabucks as well. Let's talk about Pal first for Mike Stidham by Munnings. Munnings can get you a runner early and often. Stidham, 24% with his 2-year-old first-time starters over the last 3 years. 22 for 93. High strike rate. He had a firster win with Elsa, right, on the turf here a couple weeks ago. Stidham came in here a couple years ago, kind of got it handed to him pretty good. He came in and it did not hit. Now I think he knows what kind of horse he needs to bring in to compete. In Maryland, this might be the one. This is the first foal out of a mare that was only 1 for 4 spring on the dirt. You go back to the second dam, though. Grade 1 stakes winner, albeit on the synthetics, but was very, very fast. I think Pal is going to be well meant, ready to go first time out here for Stidham.
Owned by David A. Ross, a Virginia native, one of the leading owners down there in Virginia. All right, so we both like the 7, Pal. We both like the 3. That would be grand. How about the 8 Hall Pass for the Red Hot trainer, Hammy Smith, 2-year-old colt by Freedom Child out of a comic strip mare. The debut against Maiden 40, a useful debut, saved ground on the inside, breaking from the 2-hole with a Bug Boy at 10-1, a respectable fourth coming out of the same race as Absolved, and that would be Grant. Now you go to Victor Carrasco and a much better outside post for a Red Hot barn, especially with 2-year-olds. I think the 8 Hall Pass, a legitimate shot for a nice upset here in race 5.
Can't get that race under its belt. Could jump up. We see the jockey-trainer combo, smaller sample but at a high percentage with a really strong ROI. Maybe a wake-up is in order for the 8 Hall Pass. Is going to have to move up a couple more lengths to catch. That would be grand. The 4 Mega Bucks for Trombetta had a full sister, okay? She won, I believe it was back in February of 17, right? Remember this horse slipped away, went up the Parks to win.
Right.
Got in a ton of trouble early, circled the field, widened with a big number. This horse now comes right back. We got a full sip in Mega Bucks. My hat tricks out of the mare, Winning Doe. Okay, I think this horse is going to be all right. I like it when the family members win first time out. A long line of steady workouts for Trombetta. This horse could be live for Live Oak Plantation.
Yeah, homebred for Live Oak. Pimentel will ride Lasix in debut, so I didn't use the 4, but that colt could be dangerous. A nice group of maiden 2-year-olds there in race 5 to kick off the pick 6. Let's take a look at race 6, the Hansel Stakes, $75,000 stake, 3 and up, going a mile on the main track, named after Preakness winner Hansel. This race kicks off the late pick 5, no carryover, but it always pays well, whether there's a carryover or not. Paid well yesterday, over 800 with no carryover. Why? Industry low, 12% takeout. Not going to find a lower takeout in the entire country. So let's take a look. Gene Gohuli, he likes the late pick 5. He'll be all over it today. Let's take a look here at race 6. The Hansel going a mile, River Deep. You have this horse on top, man. This horse looks awfully tough with this race coming off the turf. He won a 2 other than allowance race going 2 turns on the main track at last December here at Laurel. That race probably tougher than this race today. And then he was a good second in a 3 other than allowance race last January. That race is definitely tougher than what he's going to face today. Sheldon Russell, he'll be able to dictate the early terms here and probably do whatever he wants here. We both like the 4 River Deep here on top.
And I think that's the key with this race. I think Phil said, okay, I've got a race here where if I break cleanly, I'm going to be able to go ahead and dictate. This horse, he hasn't come back to the form, when he showed up here late in the fall. It really ran off the screen a couple times. Okay, but River Deep in this field, it's right to the front. Go ahead and control it. Just run against better, beat much better. He's going to be awfully short, probably. What do you say, 2 to 5? 1 to 5 when it's all said and done. So you got to look for the prices underneath. Maybe Jump Ship to come around. I just noticed Officer's Oath, the 7, who I don't have in. I'm going to go ahead and put in. At least the horse has won twice on a fast track with a buyer of 65. That's comparatively better than most of these. So there you go. 4. I'm going to go 4 over the 5. So I'm going to change that there. A late switcheroo, just solid.
Add the 7 in there.
Yeah, what the heck? We don't have to change it now, but it's just a mind bet. But the 4 is going to be a single on a ton of tickets.
I used the 2 Speed Grazer just because the horse has been in good form recently on the turf for Susan Cooney, a lemon drop kid. He should do all right on the main track. The lone try on the main track, no good, but he's a different animal now. Fergal Lynch will ride the 2 Speed Grazer, but they're all going to be chasing probably the 4 River Deep here, popular favored, and race 6 to Hansel to kick off this late pick 5. Used the 1 Whiskey Woo in the mix. Broker broke his maiden on the main track in the mud over there at Pimlico. Yeah,
just okay. Not super fast. Kind of going to have to chase around the racetrack, see if he can survive chasing much quicker fractions probably than he's had to chase in the past. You got Mary with the 6-horse Carbon Date. Obviously claimed that thing probably pointing to these Virginia-bred races. This horse does stay in by Birdstone. It could be all right on the dirt. I think this horse, I don't know if he wants to go to the front along with River Deep, but he's kind of a stayer in some of those races. He could be all right.
It's Whitney Day up there at Saratoga, so maybe a good omen for this 5-year-old son of Birdstone, who was owned by Mary Lou Whitney. So Hansel Stakes there in race 6 to kick off. The late pick 5, late pick 4 starts in race 7. The Meadow Stable Stakes, $75,000 stake here, 3 and up, 5.5 furlongs, of course, named after the home farm of Secretariat and Riva Ridge and all those great horses down there in Virginia. I had a 3 Determined Vision on top when this race was on the turf. I stick with the 3 Determined Vision on top on the main track. 3-year-olds on a jump start here for Phil Schoenthal. Jevion Toledo will ride his horse. Broke his maiden on the main track at Pimlico. Maiden special weight, went right to the front that day with a 60 buyer, and he's probably a better horse now after that big win sprinting on the turf last out in the White Oak Farm. So I like the early speed for the 3, Determined Vision with Jevion Toledo.
Yeah, a lot of tenacity in that last victory, no doubt about it. The 2 is probably the best horse in here when you go back through everything. I don't know what he was doing up close to the front end last time. That's not his game. He's a little bit better coming from mid-pack. This is a definite drop from what he's been facing, but as he tailed off, I mean, that's the key for him. That's why I go to the outside. Fly Dubai has really kept good form now for Jerry Thurston. The effort on the dirt on the race taking off on the 27th. He's just sitting there with a ton of run and was able to kind of go clear of some okay horses. I think Fly Dubai is super sharp right now. I think he can just kind of hound the speed, go on by, and hold off the closing homespun hero.
Yeah, should get a nice trouble-free trip there, rallying on the outside with a good rider, Alex Cintron. So we both like some similar horses there. And race 7, the Meadow Stable to kick off the late pick 4. All right, now we take a look at race 8. Hope you're live in all your multi-race wagers going into the 8th race. Race 8, 7 furlongs, claiming 10,000, 3 and up. Never won 2 lifetime. The 1, Bad Angle Burke. Rider change here. Make the rider Joan Rosado. No weight change. Gonna carry the journeyman weight here, but puts a bug on. This you like this bug rider. Joan Rosado gonna ride for Hugh McMahon here on the 1, Bad Angle Burke.
He's stronger than a lot of journeymen that I've seen. We got a little stat on the 1, Bad Angle Burke. Here we go for Hugh McMahon. Last couple of years, 12 for 41. That's 29% with dirt runner, second off the claim. Good angle here. This horse, muddy sealed surface last time out. Held a level off the claim, but had a major excuse. Was in tight at the break, taken very wide. I think you're going to see this horse much improved today. Going to be forward. I think, he might have to go ahead and just stalk Big Bad Ben, maybe Upper Crown. Will go out towards the lead. Even Patriotic Quest has some speed. But I think this horse comes away cleanly. He'll relax and get a strong finish with Rosado.
All right, so I used the 1 in my top 4. Let's check out our picks here for race 8. I go with the 2, Upper Crown on top. Now you have a 7-pound apprentice, Tylaya Pustina, on the 2-1 favorite here in race 8 for trainer Wayne Potts. This horse taking a big drop in class. Hasn't been running well, so really it's not that big of a drop. He's in at the right level today to try to wake up and find his best stride again.
Yeah, barn a little cold right now, a little frigid. A drop in class, trying to get this horse's head picked up. He's going to have to do something he hasn't really done a lot of. Pass horses. I don't think he's as fast as a 3 at all. Big Bag Ben, I think, will go ahead and clear this field. Bad Angle Burke won't be too far behind. I think he's going to have a pressure trip around the turn. Maybe this little drop in class will let him follow through. I'm against him at a short price.
All right, so I use him on top. He's beatable. Okay. That's why I went 4 deep on my pick 6 ticket this race. I go with the 1, 2, 6, 7. Let's who else we like here? We both like the 6 a little bit. Wildly Clever for Greg Wilson. Forest Boyce. They tried to turf off the claim. No good. And ran a better race last out for 16,000, 2 life. An okay third that day. A little drop today. Should get a nice trouble-free trip on the outside here with Forrest.
Yeah, my pal Jerry Wildly Clever. Similar running styles when you really break it down. They're going to need that flow to be quick. It's going to be all right up front for them. Wildly Clever, yeah, I expected more of a kick. He got a good contested pace last time out. 4th place finisher. Was Ticker Tape Parade. He was the favorite that day. Came back. It was beaten yesterday, but did run a 53. So I mean, I think Wildly Clever can move up closer to that number when he broke the maiden 3 races back for Corrales. My pal Jerry gets back to Laurel. Better on this racing surface. He'll make a rally from off of it.
Yeah, I didn't use the 5, but Dorothy Award and Wasabi, they're certainly having a strong summer meet here at Laurel. All right, let's turn the page. Race 9. A nice claiming $25,000 event for straight 3-year-old fillies. We're going a mile and a 16th on the main track. We kick off the late daily double here in race 9. I like a nice little 6-1 shot here. The 4, Mila Jane for our leading trainer, Claudio Gonzalez, who had 3 wins yesterday. Carlos Carrasco, he rides this jock, and they win some races together. In fact, from a 30-horse sampling, they're 40% winners together, Carlos Carrasco and Claudio. Positive ROI. So I like the 4, Mila Jane here. A nice win first off the claim for 16,000, 3 life back in July. Now, that was a dual condition race. This race that was a dual condition race for 3-year-old fillies who could have won as many as they want going against older, never win 3 horses now. So this is a 3-year-old filly's won 6 times, a 5-time winner here at Laurel. She's taken a little step up today to 25,000, but it is straight 3-year-old fillies. It is Claudio. I like the 4 Mila Jane on top.
Yeah, and this is what worries me about my top selection, Stella B. She's only won 1 time, going against a horse that's won 6 times, a seasoned horse in Mila Jane. But Stella B, I think the transfer back to the main track is the key today. With some speed of the 5 Lock Contessa and You Wish going out, this horse will be able to draft over easily and get a good stalking trip. I go back to the March try, was wide every step, moved clear Blue Union Rags, who came back to move up and run well. I think that's a little bit better field than what she's facing today. But Mila Jane, interesting. Claudio coming off of 3 wins yesterday. She got hammered last time. Now we're going to bump her up a little bit. Gets that, that condition, though, that helps. Mila Jane sneaky. She popped the 66 2 races back. I don't know what happened last time, a little bounce, but the way the barn's been going, she's a key threat in here.
Might have been too short last out.
Yeah,
5.5, maybe not her game.
Yeah, I agree with you. No doubt about it. And the 5 Lock Contest, another one where the 6 furlongs could have been too short. She ran much better when going a mile back in November for Linda Rice in New York. Was pretty gritty on the front, and this horse was never comfortable last time. Didn't break super sharp, got shuffled along and shuffled back into the turn. I think she can go ahead if Horacio hustles this horse and get away, get clear, then relax a little bit. They're going to be tough. She's going to be tough to catch down the lane. That's the 5 Lock Contessa. First time it kept this horse here with Damon Dilladovico.
All right, I didn't use your top play there, the 7 Stella B, but John Service going turf to dirt. He's 29% and a positive ROI. I throw the 2 Grease Lightning in there, maybe to get a piece of it for Trombetta. Filly ran well last out against 20,000 claimers. Straight 3-year-old fillies at Saratoga. And okay, third up there at 24-1, going 6 furlongs. And now she's stretching back out to a distance today where she's 2 for 3.
Yeah, I mean, she's kind of, she doesn't have a big move in her, but she'll keep them close, and she kind of just chugs along at the routes, kind of a grinding kind of a move. Yeah, a sudden improvement last time out off a little bit of a freshening, so that bodes well for Grease Lightning.
All right, let's take a look at the 10th and final race here this afternoon. We're going 6 furlongs in race 10, claiming 5,000, 3 and up. Never won 2, lifetime. The 4, a lot of wine for trainer Gary Capuano and Weston Hamilton. They're 20% together. Weston broke this horse's maiden last out against maiden 10, going 7 furlongs, rallied from off the pace that day to win as the heavy favorite. Now, it took him 9 times to break his maiden. He ran some good races before that. Now he's put it all together and figured it out. He's well spotted off that maiden 10 win, going right to the nickel 2 life. That's how you do it. Keep a horse in good form. I like the 4, a lot of wine, race 10.
Okay, Claudio comes right back at you with Army Gray. Those 2 horses, the 8 Army Gray and the 4 a lot of wine, both ran on the 27th of July. That was that split race, right? The maiden 10. Army Gray ran a little bit quicker. Got a lower buyer, but suddenly just ran a couple lengths faster. Might have had a little easier trip, had a dual setting things up. But both of these trainers, Gary Cap and Claudio, they're just deadly with their maiden runners running back for a lower level. I mean, look at this stat here for Claudio. 6 for 8 and 7 for 8 in the money. Maiden winners last out. Now running on the dirt for less than $10,000. That's huge with an ROI of over $4. Army Gray, I know it took him 17 tries to break the maiden. I think he pairs up today. One of these 2 get it done in a nightcap. They're both going to be shorter prices though. Army Gray or a lot of wine.
I don't know why I didn't use the 8. I kind of whiffed there. You got to use the 8 Army Gray here. That's a good stat. And Claudio talking to him yesterday, and he just says he's putting the horses in the right races. Right. He's giving them every chance to win. And one of my co-hosts in the afternoon, Tim Tulloch, one of his pet peeves is horses running over their head. And with no shot, you got to put these horses in where they can win. Makes it easier on them. They can last longer. So the 8 Army Gray, a must use there in race 10. The 2 B back I used on my pick 6 as well. Brandon Whitaker just missed at this level last out for Charlie L. Frock. Maybe a tough inside post for the 2 B back. It's going to have to be on the engine maybe from the get-go.
Yeah, it's improved. 6 furlongs might be pushed into the limits, but the last 2 have been fine. But going back to what you said, that's the key, though. The bigger barns, guess what they can do? They can run them and jam them and go ahead and do it. That's the toughest thing about this game. And as a trainer, if you're kind of a middle-of-the-road guy, maybe you have 8, 10, 12 horses as opposed to 50.
Sure.
You kind of try to protect a little bit. So these bigger guys, they have a severe advantage when it comes to placing their horses.
All right, absolutely. All right, we see some familiar faces from down there in Virginia. walking in. We'll have a big crowd here this afternoon. It's Commonwealth Day here at Laurel Park. 4 $75,000 stakes. We're off the turf, but it's beautiful weather. Come on out here, enjoy the day. There's big price winners on Thursday, Friday. There'll be some money-making opportunities for you this afternoon for sure. Nice carryover in that Rainbow Pick 6 starting in race 5. That's it. Good luck to you up in the press box. I'll be out tomorrow. I'm gone tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll be back Thursday. You have Dave Rodman with you for the early show tomorrow, and then Ty Ellis filling in for me in the afternoon. But looking forward to today. Dave Rodman, he's coming up next with scratches and changes. Good luck.
Good luck.